Hello and welcome to Rapacious Reads. I'm Rebecca, and today I'm going to be doing the Galentine's Day book tag, and I was tagged by my second favorite hags, the tea hags. The first, of course, being sea hags. So the first question is my favorite female friendship, or the best female friendship. And as much as I love classic literature and poetry and literary fiction, I really think that YA does a great job of portraying female friendships. And I'm going to look at Vampire Academy, none other than Vasilisa Drekmir and Rose Hathaway. Rose would give up her sense of personhood for Vasilisa, and Vasilisa loves her just as deeply. And I think it's a really equal friendship, and it's the best. Okay, so the next question is my favorite literary sisters. And I'm gonna have to go back to childhood, my favorite book from childhood. You can see how beat up and disgusting this book is. It's one of the few books that I have reread like 10 times. My first thought, of course, was Jo and Beth. They have a really sweet relationship, and Beth quiets down something inside Jo. But upon further reflection, I think the more complex and interesting relationship is between Jo and Amy. They're both fiery people. They're very similar, and I think their relationship is a lot about overcoming that similarity and seeing eye to eye. I think the point of their relationship that is the most interesting is when Amy burns the pages from Jo's book and then ends up almost drowning, and just that anger and that righteous fury that Jo feels. I felt that so many times towards my three brothers growing up. So I think it's a more relatable relationship, personally. Okay, so the next question is my favorite mother-daughter relationship. And a lot of people talk about having a hard time finding this, but my favorite author, according to Goodreads, because I've read all of her books, is Sophie Kinsella. In the Shopaholic series, the relationship between Jane Bloomwood and Becky Bloomwood it's dynamic, and it grows throughout the 7 books in the series. So it starts off where Rebecca is juvenile, and she's spending over a credit limit, and she's her ditzy self, and her parents are sort of indulgent, but then Rebecca settles down and gets married, and her relationship with her mother sort of changes, and it changes again when she has Minnie, her daughter. And her mother has a life outside of Becky. She has her friend Janice. She likes gardening. We know other things about Jane. And I think the most interesting part of the relationship occurs in this book, where Becky's living in LA, and her dad comes over from England, and he's acting really fishy. He's saying he has to find something, and her mother follows him over, and she is very vulnerable in this book, and she's not sure what's going on, and she leans into Rebecca a bit. So you can see the way that relationship changes with age, which is really honest. And this is not the best book in the series by any means, but I think it is the best portrayal of their relationship. The next question is pick a literary Galentine. And I wanted to be really good and pick someone really original and awesome. But I'm gonna have to go with Scarlett O'Hara. We would gossip about other women. We'd be mean and petty. We'd spend too much money, and it would be horrendous. And I would love every minute of it. I just hope she doesn't fall in love with Karsten and secretly stalk him behind my back for 10 years. A book that I would give to all my Galentines. So I started a romance book club with my friends from university. And my first pick for it was The Reluctant Suitor by Kathleen E. Woodwis. And this was a book that it was like the best romance I had ever read in childhood. To me, it was like the foundation of my romance career. And we read it, and it was terrible. It did not live up to the memory of my experience. So I'm going to veto this question for myself. I cannot be trusted to pick a Galentine book. Okay, so I'm gonna tag Bibliofilth, Between Lines in Life, and Turning Pages 52 to do this book tag.